right now, I would request Ms. Elīna Lidere to talk about innovation verticals R&D of 5G in Latvia with Mr. Niels Kalnins from the 5G Techritory program. Thank you.
Hello, we agree that Niels will start and I will continue.
Okay.
So I would be happy if I can share my presentation as well. Yeah, so in meantime, I'm happy to see you and great greetings from Latvia. Yeah, one of the smallest countries in the world, but still very active in technology. So here we are. Now I can share my presentation. And I hope so that you can see it already. Actually, I should start maybe from my first slide. So I'm coming from Electronic Communications Office. So we are state-owned enterprise, and basically we are technical regulator responsible about spectrum planning and supervision. But some years ago, actually, we discovered that we should do not only our, let's say, usual duties, but we also should provide something more to our wireless technologies companies, and not only them, just to support them by introducing new wireless solutions, including 5G as well. So, starting those activities, we recognized quite clearly that basically there is a quite interesting situation, and actually it's not typical for Latvia, but I can say it's quite typical for whole Europe and maybe also from more than Europe. And how I would like to describe it is, and here I would like to, let's say, make my presentation very much connected with the representative from Oulu University in relation to 6G. So the thing is following. So basically there are two islands in our wonderful world. One is where the 5G technologies, 6G technologies and next generations are going to be developed, and where new solutions, new applications going to be developed, and all wonderful things what we are talking about are burning. But on the left side, actually, we see the usual life, the people who owns factories, who do their daily business, who have their houses, and who do their usual stuff. And the question is, why those technologies who are ready already, like a 5G, are not so much deployed in our real business, all around the Baltic Sea, in Europe, and not just in Europe. And our question was how to make those two islands together. And that was the reason why we started to create our collaboration platform called 5G Techritory. And you take the quite, let's say, simple road how to go. It's actually, we created a open collaboration platform using those three simple principles. That we should be cross-border, we should be cross-sectoral, and we should be across level. And from our point of view, those principles actually are very, very important to integrate and to use on everyday life if we would like to talk about any kind of integration of new technologies. As our previous colleagues mentioned, there is not just technical barriers, but there are many social barriers which we should overcome if we would like to say that really a 5G or 6G or next generations really are deployed in our real life, and we can get real benefits from those technologies. So, how we do our things here in Latvia, in a Baltic Sea region, including Nordic and Baltic countries, actually we are focusing ourselves right now on projects, very concrete projects, and Elīna will describe them later on. Some of them will describe later on. And what we're trying to do, actually, we're trying to attract as much as possible valuable partners from governments, from companies, from society, and actually to bring them together to discuss how we can use those new technologies. Because if we're talking about 5G, we quite clearly understand that we are talking not so much about communication between people to people, but we are talking about communication between artificial intelligence and Internet of Things. And this is quite a great challenge from Europe as a whole, because the question is, can we rely right now that machines are steering other machines? And this is one very, very serious obstacle what I see we should work on, not today, not tomorrow, but I think so for next couple of decades, actually. One activity what I would like to present to you today, and where I would like to kindly invite you, actually, it's quite soon, it will happen next week, 11th and 12th November, where we together with our partners, not just from a region, but actually globally, coming together virtually this year to have a 5G Techritory forum to discuss all those things what I mentioned before, to show the showcases, what do we have in our region, to show the good examples, to show the failures as well, and to analyze them, to have a high-level discussions between governments and companies, how actually we can do the 5G implementation as reality, not like a dream, which is quite often if you're looking around, at least in Europe. I think so. This is a very short presentation from my side, and now I would like to give floor to my colleague Elīna.
Yes, thank you. I would like to share my presentation as well, if possible. Maybe. I have also a presentation, if possible, I would like to share it as well.
Yes, Elīna, just a second. We're just getting
Yes, I'm waiting. Great. And basically, I can also start with a little bit presentation. I'm Elīna from mobile operator here in Latvia. We are the oldest one operator and most connected one. And yes, like what? And it's really like we are in market already more than 25 years, and big shift for us as a mobile operator happens already many years ago when we understood that we stopped selling and counting minutes and megabytes and introduced unlimited flat rate services, and realized that there need to be something else. We need to think about and introduce new services, and that's why we already started to prepare for 5G use cases already in 4G. And one of our first innovations were very early introduced the mobile TV over a mobile network only, and with that we also got international recognition with Global Mobile Awards nominations. And the results are also, you can see, but we are really in Latvia, in region and also in Latvia, one of the top 3 for many years already by mobile data consumptions. And those are actually verticals we are working here in Latvia, the drone traffic management and the mobile network usage for safer beyond visual line of sight flying with drones. And we have, of course, also IoT and smart city things we are introducing and working on, and mobility and digital road initiatives and products for export as well. And we see also great potential when we have a product and working collaboration with defense sector on public safety innovations. And one new vertical we have is health. We started also, we were one of the developers for Stop COVID app. We introduced it first in the world with Google and Apple, this solution. And we are really working very much in research and development. We have here in Latvia, together with local producer MikroTik 5G Innovation Lab, where we are testing also 4G devices and working on 5G devices. This year we introduced also our collaboration project product router, MikroTik and LMT router in 4G router, and its 5G router is ready already and will be in market next year. And we see also great potential working together with other countries on EU projects, R&D. For example, for now we are on Comfort Drone project for drone traffic management, and SPART project for cybersecurity, IMAX, what is defense project, and 5G roads, what is for automated mobility. And we believe the future is really mobile only. There is really great things you can do with the 5G, 6G, and etc. later on. And sure, we are welcoming all the innovators. We are innovating by ourselves, and see us in the market, also hopefully in India. Thank you.
Thank you, Elīna, and thank you, Niels. Very interesting presentation about Latvia, about how technology and the social islands meet, and the use cases that you described, Elīna, are definitely very, very relevant as we make the transition from 4G to 5G. So great, and innovation is going to take us there, absolutely. I would now request Mr. Jānis Bergs to talk about the SAF Tehnika's 5G solutions.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good afternoon. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
My name is Jānis Bergs. Pretty difficult to pronounce, I know. I work for a Latvian technology company called SAF Tehnika. I guess you can see here how it is written, and here is also our web page. SAF stands for super high frequencies in Latvian language, super augstas frekvences. So we are proud Latvians. We are manufacturer of microwave radios for about 20 years. We have a factory in Latvia, and I believe there are tens of thousands of SAF microwave deployed in India as well. We've been pretty active on the Indian market for your telco operators and also for some of your military customers. So it's kind of 5G, yeah. And actually I am participating in a 5G Techritory event next week in Riga. It will be like a virtual event. There will be a longer presentation of what we do and what are our products. So you are more than welcome to join virtually and see that presentation. But as a small player, small manufacturer, in a world where telcos are actually consolidating, there are fewer telcos in the world, and there are fewer manufacturers in the world producing something for them. So consolidation is going on. And we must be very innovative to find our way, what we can actually do as a smaller manufacturer. And probably also it's an issue for Latvia as a country. You know, if you Indians are looking what to do in Baltics, in Latvia, it probably won't be opening a factory, right? Because few people, it's a small place. But if you would be looking what you really could do, that would be probably some R&D center, some R&D activities, because people are very educated here. There are government support programs for that. And there is some reason why, for example, Ubiquity has an R&D center in Latvia, and many other international companies are focusing their R&D efforts and kind of placing it into Baltic countries and into Latvia. I think that would be something to explore. Other direction would be like a kind of test box, sandbox. If you are in Latvia, there is LTE 4G everywhere. It's very connected. Everyone is using it. My company, SAF Technika, we have subsidiary in the United States, in Denver. So normally I was living in Denver. Now during time of COVID, I kind of moved back to Latvia because connection is better in Latvia, and basically over Zoom or other video conferencing means I can run my business pretty well also from Latvia, which is just a kind of probably nicer place to be because it's smaller, better connected, fewer people, and probably R&D type of persons would appreciate just kind of proximity of everything, culture, it's so easy to reach, and so on. So that's how I would advertise Latvia as a place. And I think our government is also kind of putting certain efforts just to lure in and to get these R&D centers. But coming back to SAF Technika, I need to pitch a little bit something very quickly. One aspect for 5G and for kind of radio work, we are collaborating with our frequency regulator, and NAILS is from frequency regulator. They are organizers of this 5G event. And we are putting our spectrum analyzers on drones and kind of doing this situational awareness, site acceptance, auditing type of thing. So that's one innovative project we are doing together with a regulator. And actually regulators all around the world are using SAF's products, technology like light spectrum analyzers, small size spectrum analyzers for such type of work. Other example is we are into Internet of Things type of thing. I'm just showing you a product. It's CO2 monitor. So it shows a level of CO2 in the air. So everything that would be kind of more than 1,000 here would mean that air is of bad quality and ventilation is bad. It's connected. It can kind of transmit the information to the cloud. And now in the COVID times, you might imagine that demand for such a things is just an exponential. It's something you need in every room, in every office, in every classroom, and so on. So it's kind of, there are different unexpected things that happen, and COVID is an unexpected thing. Suddenly, we are selling now it like 100 times more than we did it before COVID. And of course, that's what's happening. I think these were my short remarks.
Thank you, Jānis. So very, very interesting. You're absolutely right. While at one end you are saying that the telcos are consolidating and the manufacturers are also becoming fewer. We truly believe that in the 5G arena, when things are getting more and more disaggregated to an extent, there would be multiple opportunities which are also opening up across.
And that is actually what we see, that from one side, like in a microwave, it's getting harder to sell to operators because there are few operators and all these kind of financing requirements and so on. It's more difficult. But then there are more niches. You can find niches and you can be very innovative. So I think the name of the game is you must be innovative or you will die.
Yes.
As simple.